Jai Hind children. I welcome you all in today's live class of chemistry. Okay, children, today I'm going to revise the topics of language of chemistry because in our syllabus we have some topics in first term from the language of chemistry also. And these topics are some of the definitions which are given in the book of language of chemistry and the table number 1. All right, so we have to discuss, we have to study these topics of language of chemistry. So come one by one. First, I'm going to discuss you the definitions of the language of chemistry. Okay, children, the different definitions that you have to know because they are related to the chemistry and you have to study about them in your later classes, in your higher classes also. So you must have to know about the meaning of these terms. And the first term is element. Alright, children? So the element, this is the term. Explain that. The simple forms of matter which cannot be decomposed into simpler substances. Okay, so such simple forms of matter are called elements. Get it, children? The elements? Elements are those simple forms of matter which cannot be decomposed into simpler substances. So they are simplest. Okay, and the substances of this kind are consist of one and the same type of matter. Got it? For example, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, etc. So you can say that they are the elements. Oxygen is an element. Carbon is a element. Hydrogen is an element. Why? Because they consist of one and the same type of matter. Okay? And those substances are known as elements. Got it, children? Now come to the second. The next term is given compound. So the compound are those substances which are produced by union of two or more elements in a definite proportion. Got it? So you can say that when two or more substances get joined together, they combine together in a definite proportion, in a definite ratio. Got it? So they are termed as compounds. Got it? And it can be decomposed into two or more simple substances. It can break again two or more simple substances. For example, carbon disulfide. Okay? Water. These are the example of compounds because they are made up from, yes, more than one, two or more than that substances. So carbon disulfide is made up from carbon and sulfur, and the formula of carbon disulfide is, yes, it's CS2. Got it? Water, it is made up from oxygen and hydrogen, and the formula is H2O. So we can say that carbon disulfide are the water, they are the compounds because they are produced when two or more than two elements join together in a definite proportion. Is it? Like in water, hydrogen and oxygen are joined in the proportion 2 is to 1. Got it? In carbon disulfide, they are joined in a definite proportion that is 1 is to 2. Got it, children? So that is why they will termed as compounds. All right. Now the next term is atoms. So the atoms are the smallest particles of an element. As elements are the simplest forms of matter, so atoms are the smallest particle of an element. Children, please must make it clear the differences between these terms. Okay, elements are the simpler form of matter and the atoms are the smallest particle of an element and which can take part in chemical change. Okay, so such smallest particles are termed as atoms. Understood? And it may or may not be capable of independent existence because in some of the elements the atoms are existing independently and in some elements their atoms are not existing independently. So both kind of elements we have. Okay, it may or may not be capable of independent existence. So such smallest particles of elements are known as atoms. Got it, children? Children, one more thing you have to remember here. The atoms are the smallest particles of elements, not the compounds. Okay, so you have to understood this difference that elements are the simplest form, compounds when two or more than two elements join together in a definite proportion, and the atoms are the smallest particle of an element. Get it? Now come to the next. Symbols. The next term is symbol. And the symbols are, yes, it is the abbreviations used for the lengthy names of elements. Okay, so they are termed as symbols because it is not possible to write the whole complete lengthy names of elements every time. Get it? So that is why the symbols are the small letters of these different elements are used to denote them, and these letters are known as their symbols. Got it, children? And these symbols represents one atom of an element and is usually the first letter of the name of the element. Got it? About the symbol. Symbol represents for what? It is represent for one atom of an element. Okay, and these symbols are usually used as a first letter, not in all the cases but in most of the elements the first letter of their names of the elements are used as their symbol. Okay, for example, O is the symbol of oxygen because the first letter of oxygen is O. N is the symbol of nitrogen because the first letter of nitrogen is N. Got it? And these symbols are in capital forms, capital letters. So capital O is the symbol of oxygen. Got it? Capital N is the symbol of nitrogen. Capital H is the symbol of hydrogen. And so on. Alright. So these abbreviations are the, yes, denotion of that elements by using certain letters are known as their symbols, and this symbol indicates for one atom of these elements. So this O indicate for one atom of oxygen, N indicate for one atom of nitrogen, H indicate for one atom of hydrogen, and so on. Got it? Okay, now the next term is molecule. Molecule. They are the smallest particle of matter which is capable of independent existence and is called the molecule. Got it, children? There is a difference in molecule and atom. In atoms, they are, yes, they are existing, some of them, and some of them are not existing independently. But here, in case of molecules, all of them are capable to exist independently. Get it? And they are the smallest particle of matter, not the elements. Whereas the atoms are the smallest particle of elements. Get it? And the molecules of an element is made up of one or more atoms of only one and the same type. And while the molecules of the compounds is made up of dissimilar atoms. Okay, got it, children? When we are discussing about the molecules of an element, so only one kind of atom is there. And when we are discussing the molecules of compound, so they may have the different types of atoms. For example, the one molecule of oxygen gas, this is one molecule of oxygen, but it is made up from two atoms of oxygen. Okay, and when we are going to say that one molecule of water, so here the two different types of atoms are there. Two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. They combine together and forms one molecule of water. Got it, children? So here the atoms are dissimilar and here the atoms are similar. So this one is the, yes, this one is the molecule of element and this one is the molecule of compound. Got it? Now the next term is formula. Children, as we have discussed about the symbols, symbols are the abbreviations or denotation of certain elements. So the formulas are also the symbolic representation or symbolic expression for a molecule, not for an atom. Get it? So this symbolic expression of molecule is called formula. And a molecule of an element may contain one or more atoms of it. Get it? For example, the hydrogen. It contains two atoms of hydrogen. So the formula of one molecule of hydrogen is H2. But it contains two atoms of hydrogen. Just like this O2. This is the formula of one molecule of hydrogen, but it contains two atoms of hydrogen. Got it, children? And just like that, the formula of one molecule of oxygen is O2. It contains two atoms of oxygen. Okay? The one molecule of nitrogen, N2, and it contains two atoms of nitrogen. So there is a difference in symbol and formula. The symbol of nitrogen is simply N, whereas the formula of one molecule of nitrogen is N2. Got it, children? Okay. Now, in case of a compound, for example, the KNO3, this is potassium nitrate. Okay. HCl, this is hydrochloric acid. So potassium nitrate hydrochloric acid, etc. They are the formulas of, yes, one compound. So you can say that the one molecule of potassium nitrate have the formula KNO3. The one molecule of hydrochloric acid have the formula HCl. Okay, just like that, calcium carbonate. The one molecule of calcium carbonate have the formula, yes, CaCO3. So this is the formula of one molecule of calcium carbonate. Got it, children? So we can say that the formula of any compound indicates the number of molecules. So this indicates one molecule. This indicates one molecule of hydrochloric acid. This indicates the one molecule of calcium carbonate. If we are going to write here 2, so this time it indicates the 2 molecules of potassium nitrate. Okay, if I write here 4, so this indicates the 4 molecules of potassium nitrate. Got it, children? And for one molecule, we will write simply KNO3. Okay? Now, come to the next. Now, the next term is valency. Children, the valency, it is the combining capacity of an atom or a radical. Okay? So, this combining capacity of an atom or radical is known as their valency. Okay? For example, the valency of carbon is 4. The valency of oxygen is, yes, 2. It means that the combining capacity of carbon is 4. The combining capacity of oxygen is 2. Okay, just like that, the combining capacity or the valency of nitrogen is 3. Okay, so the valency indicates the combining capacity, means simply that it can combine with other elements. Okay, are the other atoms. So carbon have the 4 valency. It means that the one carbon atom can combine with the 4 different other atoms because their capacity is 4 only. It cannot combine more than 4. Got it? So this capacity of the elements are simply atoms are known as valency. Understood, children? So these are the different terms whose definitions you have to know, you have to learn, because they all are given in your syllabus of language of chemistry. Alright, children? Now, after these definitions, the table number 1 is also there. So, now I'm going to explain you the table number 1 of language of chemistry. In this table 1, children, there is a chart given in which the name of elements, their symbols and their valency that you have to study. Okay, so the table, the element will be here, its symbol and valency. Okay, so we will study some of the common elements along with their symbol and valency. And the first element is given here, aluminium. The symbol of aluminium is Al, capital A and small l. Alright, children? And the valency of aluminium is 3. Means that one atom of aluminium have the combining capacity 3. Second one is antimony. Symbol of antimony is SB. Here S will be capital and B will be small, and the valency of antimony is also 3. Alright, children? Now the next one is arsenic. Okay, these are the names of elements. Got it, children? So the arsenic, its symbol is As. Here the A will be capital and S will be small. And the valency of arsenic is 3 and 5. It have two valencies, 3 as well as 5 also. Get it? So the molecules are going to behave as the valency will be 3 and the 5. Got it? Now the next one is barium. And the symbol of barium is Ba, capital B and small a, and the valency will be 2. Get it, children? The combining capacity of one atom of barium is 2. Now the next, bromine. And the symbol of bromine is Br, capital B and small r, and its valency are the one atom can combine with one other atoms. The capacity is 1. Okay, now the next is calcium. The symbol of calcium is Ca, capital C and small a, and the valency is 2. Means the combining capacity of one atom of calcium is 2. Got it, children? Now the next one is, yes, carbon. And the symbol of carbon you know very well, C, capital C. It will be capital C, not small c. Okay, and the valency is 4. Means the one atom of carbon have the combining capacity 4. Got it, children? These different elements, the aluminum have the symbol Al, is it? And the valency is, yes, its valency is 3. Okay, antimony symbol Sb and the valency 3. Arsenic symbol As and the valency 3 as well as 5. Got it? Barium symbol is Ba and the valency is 2. Bromine, its symbol is Br and the valency is 1. Okay, and calcium, its symbol is Ca and the valency is 2. Okay, and carbon, its symbol is C and the valency is 4. Okay, now some more elements. The next element after the carbon is, yes, it is magnesium. And the symbol of magnesium is, children, Mg. M will be capital and G will be small, and the valency is 2. Alright, now the next one after the magnesium, mercury. And the symbol of mercury is Hg. Okay, now children, you must have to know that in most of the cases we have used the first letter of the name of that element, like we have used the capital C for carbon. In some cases we have used the two letters of the name of those elements, like Mg. Okay, so magnesium, Mg. In some cases, in some of the elements, their English names are not used to denote their symbol. Their Latin name, get it, is used to denote their symbol. So in case of mercury, this Hg is the symbol taken from its Latin name, not from its English name. Okay, so Hg is the symbol of mercury and its valency is 1 as well as 2. Get it? Because it is found in two different forms. So it have the two different valencies. Now the next one is nitrogen. And the symbol of nitrogen is, yes, it's N only, capital N. And the valency of nitrogen is 3 as well as 5. Got it, children? The two valencies, nitrogen have the two valencies, 3 as well as 5. The next element is oxygen. And the symbol is capital O, and the valency of oxygen is 2. Okay? Next one, phosphorus. Alright? And the symbol of this element phosphorus is P, and its valency will be 3. Get it? Now the next element is potassium. And its symbol is K. Children, remember that. The symbol is not taken from its English name. It's taken its Latin name. Okay, so the symbol of potassium is K and its valency is 1. Okay, so these are the valencies of these elements. Got it, children? Now, we have some more elements. And the next element is silver. And the symbol of silver is Ag. Children, again here the symbol is taken from its Latin name. Okay, and its valency is 1. Next element after the symbol silver, we have sodium. And the symbol of sodium is Na. Na. It's taken from Latin name of sodium, and the valency is 1. After the sodium, the next element is sulfur. And the symbol of sulfur is capital S. Okay, and the valency is, yes, also 2, 4 and 6. So sulfur have 3 different valencies because it found in 3 different forms. Okay, so it have the valency 2 as well as 4 and as well as 6. Got it, children? Now the next one is tin, and its symbol is Sn. So it's also taken from its Latin name, not from its English name. Okay, and the valency is 2 as well as 4. So you can say that the tin also have 2 valency, that is 2 and 4. And the next element is zinc, and its symbol is Zn. Alright, children, and the valency is 2. So this one is the table number 1, which is given in language of chemistry, in which we have to study about the name of elements, their symbols and their valencies. Okay, children, and this you have to learn. Okay, then you can easily tell the symbol valencies or symbols of any elements, and you can write it easily. Okay, so these two, that is definitions and the second table, you must have to learn. Got it? Thank you and have a nice day, children.